Simon, it's been a pretty decent season so far for the New Saints, but on a personal level, how has it been going for you?
Yeah, it's been a really good season for me personally, and obviously working with the first team a lot more this year. Even last season I started to join in with the first team a little bit. Scotty and Eva were great. They gave me a few opportunities just to join in, help with training, and then obviously when Sarge took over, he gave me the opportunity to be like the assistant manager with him while he was caretaker. So it was a really good experience. And then obviously Anthony coming in, he's been brilliant. And he said, to stay with the first team and to keep working with the first team along with Simon Spender. And the role's been perfect for me, just to develop, each week different things happening, taking sessions with the first team. It's a lot different. It's a lot more competitive, lot more intensity, which as a coach you need to be prepared for different things. But for me personally, it's been a fantastic experience and one I've really enjoyed, and I'm really looking forward to develop even more.
And I guess I wouldn't be putting words in your mouth if I said that the European Games were the highlight of the season so far.
Definitely. It was such a good experience. Firstly Glentoran to go away. I think there was only 1,000 people in the stadium, but just that atmosphere and that edge of the European game was a fantastic feeling to be involved, and different tactical solutions that we had to come up with. Especially away from home, we were under pressure quite a bit. And we changed a little bit of the shape, to have a bit of input along with Anthony and Sarge, just to add my ideas was, and for them to take it on board was a fantastic thing for me, but that edge, like I said, that intensity, that different style of football that we had to come up against each round was fantastic. And obviously to do so well in Europe this year, to finish at Victoria Pilsen and obviously to lose on penalties, but in front of 13,000 fans, it was a fantastic experience and one that I will remember for a long, long time.
And naturally, it was a disappointment to eventually exit the competition. But looking back, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. There's a lot to be proud of.
Definitely, I think the players were immense. Every game, every round, they stuck to the game plan. They executed the game plan. And they showed quality with every game. Leo Smith's goal in the first game against Glentoran, Dec McManus's hat-trick in the game at Cardiff. These are things that you'll take away with you wherever you were, and I think it just puts TNS on the map a little bit more, which makes them a bit bigger and a bigger stage, and obviously it makes us a little bit more hungrier to go a little bit further. We're only 1 round away from the Europa Conference League, so if we can get the club to that stage, it'll be something that myself, the club, the coaches will be proud of, and I think something that we can do in the next few years.
And you do work with the younger players as well at the New Saints, and in particular the scholars I wanted to ask you about in conjunction with North Shropshire College. They've been doing very well recently.
Yeah, definitely. I think with COVID hitting, it hit them probably the hardest. They had a year and a half of development, a huge part of their career really, taken away from them, and particularly the second year scholars, who have come back a little bit hungry, a little bit more, they enjoy a little bit more. I think that break, as much as it wasn't good, to come out of that the way they have has been brilliant for them. And personally, I work with them every day with Spence, Sarge, and obviously Connor Roberts and Greg Draper, so it's a really good coaching group. But the players are fantastic. I think every training session, we enjoy it. We have a little bit of fun. We get something out of it, and the results. The results aren't everything, but to be in the place where we are, it's a fantastic feeling for the club and the players, and it's great to see the players in big games and be competitive, because to be a TNS player, you're going to have to play in big games, you're going to have to perform in big games, and you're going to be close to the top of the league, most seasons. So to have that feeling and that thing throughout, is exactly what we want, and for the boys to do it this year, it's been incredible really.
And they won their league as well, which means that you've now progressed into the next stage.
That's it. We won the Northwest Regional, the College League. It's the first time the college has ever won it, so it's a fantastic achievement. It's a really tough league, high level players around the northwest of England and North Wales. So to win that is a real big achievement, but it's one step. So we go into the round of 16 playoff game next Wednesday. We play Fox Academy from Leicester. who finished runners-up in their group. So we'll go again. It'll be a tough game. They're linked to Christian Fuchs and Leicester City, so we know it's going to be a tough game, but it's another game. It's good to see them in an environment and to test them in these big games. You know, they can do a lot in training and they can beat teams sometimes quite comfortably, but if we can challenge them each week against good teams and see the best come out of them, I think it's great for them and great for the club, obviously.
And if people are watching this video and they're thinking to themselves, that isn't at Park Hall, they would be correct, because we're in Cardiff city centre, we're in the hotel, it's Friday evening, we've travelled down ahead of the game tomorrow. How important is that for you again as an individual, travelling with the team, with the staff in particular, and being part of the setup?
Yeah, I think, you know, we do everything professional. You know, the club does everything professional, and Anthony's stepped the standards up, I think, even more this season. So to come, travel down, nice hotel, get the players relaxed, you know, eating well, all sitting together, a little bit of singing going on, you know, for the new players who have just joined us this tonight for this trip. I think it sets us up to go and perform on the pitch, and that's exactly what we want to do. Obviously, this season's been a very good season so far, and performances on the pitch have been brilliant, but I think standards on and off the pitch have been really good.
And naturally, we have a squad of senior players with us today, but also in with them some of the youngsters as well. That must be particularly pleasing for you.
Oh, definitely. You know, I think Scotty and Evo, they were really good, you know, at giving youngsters a chance. And like I said, Anthony has continued that along with Sarge. You know, just to give them the opportunity to come and train with the first team is brilliant, but, you know, to get them in the squad, to get them on the pitch, to get them travelling down to Cardiff, to get the experience of being involved, you know, it's brilliant for a youth coach, you know, to show that pathway. It's brilliant for the academy coaches to show that they know that what we're doing is working, you know, and it's good for the club to obviously have, you know, players coming through the academy and the scholarship to then go on to the first team, even if it's just to make the bench, even if it's to play. You know, Morgan Deacon played a full game against Glentoran and didn't look out of place, you know, so it shows that the coaches, the players, we're doing the right thing, you know, and hopefully that can just continue with seasons and obviously games this season, to maybe get more players on the pitch and to make their debuts.
And for those watching the video, they may not be aware that when training takes place at Park Hall, there are invariably a number of youngsters involved as well. How does that selection for them take place? Do you spot them at your level, talk to Anthony, you chat about things and with Sarge as well, and then they come along to a training session?
Yeah, so, you know, it could be position specific, you know, it could be a player's doing really well, it could be, you know, he's doing well in college and with his education, you know, so we reward him different ways. But I think it's a conversation between myself and Sarge and Anthony, obviously, but it's, you know, if the player works hard, you know, he's shown a hunger to improve and shown the quality on the pitch, you know, then they'll get their chance with the first team, with the training, and then it's up to them really within that training session to go and show how good they are. Or do they go into their shell? Do they need a little bit more time with the academy or the scholars, or can they go in again with the first team, you know? So it's a bit of a sink or swim battle, and some will sink, some will swim, but to give them the opportunity is our aim, and for them to take that opportunity is their aim. You know, and lots of them do, you know, and lots of them do well, and they get invited back in, and they keep doing what they're doing, and obviously then the next step is then to make the bench or the squad, and then obviously the next step after that is to get some minutes on the pitch for the first team, whether it be competitively or in a friendly. You know, Airbus in the friendly, we had a number of players play in that game, you know, so but to give them opportunity is our key, but they have got to show and perform. You know, it's not just about giving him an opportunity because of so-and-so, you know, if he performs, he does what he needs to do, you know, he will get that opportunity again. And
finally, you've mentioned Morgan. He's one example, a player that's made his debut this season. There are others as well. Yeah. A number of them, including Morgan, are out on loan. How important is that as part of their development as individual players?
Yeah, I think it's key. You know, it's key for them to go and gain that experience and play regularly, but it's also key for the club that we work together and make sure that the relationship is good and that they're playing a style of football that is similar to TNS. You know, I think so that's really important. So Morgan at Gillsfield, you know, they sometimes play at the venue, which is great for him, and we have a good relationship with Lenny, who's the manager there. So I think it's really important that they go there and they show how good they are, and then the clubs work together to make sure that the player is developing. It's not just about sending him on loan just to get game time. It's about him developing each game and then training with the first team as well. So getting a good balance. But I think minutes on the pitch is key for a young player, especially at a level like Cymru North or the Cymru Premier. You know, to really showcase their talent. You know, on the pitch. In the training gate ground is a little bit different to doing it. You know, week in on a Saturday. So, you know, that's really important for us to see them develop, not just on the training pitch, but also on a Saturday for whatever team they play for.